week 2. I'm just going to go over some of the important things for week 2. The first thing you should probably do is complete the week 2 lecture. You should also download and print the week 2 lecture, because then you can go back and reread and continue to reference the important content. And then you're going to want to post an initial post in the week 2 discussion by Wednesday, March 16th. That gives you enough time to then have feedback from me, have other members of the class respond to you and ask you questions. It gives you time to go back and answer those questions while also asking your peers some questions as well. The idea is that we create a community of inquiry and that we all help each other with our learning. Also, every Wednesday there is a supplemental resource post where I'll post some resources and you can ask questions, or I'll ask you a question and have you answer that. And that's just another way for us to keep the discussion going and for us to further develop our understanding of the week's content. Make sure by the end of the week you've been in the discussion on 3 days and that you've commented on at least 3 peers' posts. And that can include a comment and response to your teacher. And then make sure you always, every week, review your grades and your feedback from me. I always have the grades done by Thursday, so you can always check after that and get feedback from me and then reach out if you have questions. The 2 assignments for this week are writing about writing assessment and the final essay pre-writing assignment. So I'm going to talk about those on the next slides. So the week 2 discussion in specific directions have to do with writing anxiety. So you're going to consider a scenario with a student named Michelle. Michelle's a student in English course. She hasn't taken an English class in a long time. It's been 10 years since she graduated from high school. Now, Michelle's a little nervous, and when it comes to writing her first essay for class, she remembers the last essay she wrote in high school. And she didn't do well on that essay because she didn't understand the assignment. She covered the wrong topic. So when Michelle thinks about getting ready for her essay due in 2 weeks, she is worried she will get a failing grade. In your initial post, complete the following. Provide Michelle with 2 suggestions of ways she can overcome her writing anxiety and be successful on her essay. And in complete sentences, explain why you believe these suggestions will work for Michelle. When you respond to peers, offer your opinion on why you think their suggestions will work, or make connections with their suggestions and your own. This will really help us think about our own writing anxiety and get some tips from the lecture this week to use in the discussion. Every week, there is a rubric for the discussion, and you should pay close attention to it. 60 points is dedicated to that initial post. You want to make sure that that post addresses the discussion question in detail, meets all content requirements in the discussion directions, so you've answered all the questions basically, and that you have 150 words, bare minimum. 20 points is given for your replies to 3 posts, and that can include replies to the instructor's posts. 10 points is for participation on 3 different days. That's part of the attendance for the class. And then 10 points is on mechanics and grammar. Basically, we want to be able to understand your message. And so having typos, having issues with spelling, having issues with punctuation, if it detracts from the overall meaning of the post, then that could result in a loss of some points there. And then the use of text message speak or chat language will also result in some loss of points. You really want to be careful with the lowercase I. I notice a lot that students will just forget to capitalize I. And that's really important, so make sure that you pay attention to that when you're typing. The week 2 writing about writing assignment is a 300-word minimum narrative of your experience with writing. We want you to focus in on your feelings, your experiences from a young age to present. You can use I because this is first-person narrative writing, and you're reflecting on your experience. You should seek to explore a few concepts in your narrative, such as the following. Describe experiences you had in the past that shaped the way you look at writing today. State any obstacles or barriers you may have faced in developing your writing skills. Discuss steps you believe can help you to become a better writer. Describe any methods and tools that you hope are discussed in this course that can help you in your journey to better writing. As always, there's a rubric, and the rubrics are key to your success on each assignment. So the criteria for this assignment is we have 40 points dedicated to the narrative. The response explores different stages and experiences with writing with deliberate detail, relevant examples. 40 points dedicated to the identification of the goals of the writer and the specific tools or skills the writer wishes to develop. And then 20 points for the 300-word minimum. And then there's the final essay pre-writing assignment. Some of the pre-writing strategies we discussed are as follows: brainstorming, mapping, clustering, free writing, listing, doodling, and drawing. So those are some of the strategies that are in the lecture this week, and so you could practice using any of those strategies to help you think about the topic you're going to write about. You don't actually need to submit the pre-writing itself. Here's what you actually need to submit. You need to discuss the pre-writing strategy you used and explain how it helped you generate ideas. Would you use the same strategy again? Submit at least 3 main ideas that could be in your final essay on how college will change your life. And then make sure you review the rubric, which I'm going to do on the next slide. So for this assignment, make sure that you have sufficiently described the pre-writing strategy used and demonstrate an understanding of that pre-writing process. Make sure you also identify at least 3 ideas that are appropriate for an essay on attending college. And finally, make sure that your writing is clear and contains no more than 2 errors. You want to review the lectures before you proofread your response, and that might help you with finding errors in your writing. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to email me and reach out. Have a good week.